The problem that most people have when learning Chinese, whether it's Mandarin Chinese or Cantonese or even the dialects Hokkien or Hakka, is they try to learn the writing system simultaneously. The Chinese writing system, Hanzi, um, you can say it's a completely different language than spoken Chinese because the writing system, the characters, they don't tell you how to pronounce it. I've been learning Chinese for 4 years. 3 years was in university, and when I would come across a Chinese character, even at an advanced stage, I would still need to look at the Pinyin. Now, the Pinyin is the romanization of Chinese, which makes it far more easier to know how to pronounce Chinese. Um, Even in the third year, even when doing my HSK4, which is a Chinese proficiency test, there's six levels in all, and even my friends who have done HSK6, when they look at a new character, they refer back to the pinyin for pronunciation. And as for beginners, um, I would suggest that we take away the characters altogether and just focus on the pinyin. So now you're only focusing on the pronunciation. You already know the Latin alphabet, so you don't need to learn any of that stuff already because you already know it. You're just learning the pronunciation. Uh, I would say this is how you say "I am Tom" in Chinese, and I put the pinyin there in romanization, and you would say okay. And even if I didn't say the pronunciation, you would have a go at it, and you would actually have a go at it instead of me writing down the Chinese characters, and you would have no idea where to start. You'd think, oh, that's cute, and oh, we're getting hot. So that's the problem. Now the solution, and I've used this to take my Chinese up from an intermediate to an advanced level, is to stop learning characters. This is especially useful for beginners. You can get up to an intermediate stage quite rapidly just using Pinyin. Um, because if you are using flashcards with Chinese, how would you go about it? You would put English on one side, on the other side, you would put both the character and Pinyin. So you're learning two things. You're learning the writing and you learn the pronunciation. So you're learning two things. You're doubly taxing your mind, if that's a word. Rather, it'd be far easier and far more efficient if you just learn the pinyin, the pronunciation. What that does also is when you go out and you meet friends from China or Taiwan, um, and you want to practice speaking with them, practice your Chinese with them, it forces you to get on the call and actually speak. Because if you write to them in Chinese, they're not going to write to you in Pinyin, they're going to write to you in Chinese characters, in Hanzi. And so, and even on the Chinese social networks like QQ or WeChat, you can even send voice messages. And so I gave that a go myself, even when I was at an intermediate level. To break through to a more advanced level of Chinese, I said, okay, I'm going to stop learning characters and just focus on pinyin. and I improved. And so my advice specific, and this is advice specifically for beginners, to don't focus on the writing, focus on the pinyin, which deals with pronunciation. And so, guys, if you're learning Chinese or you want to learn Chinese, you can take my advice, see how it goes. I personally, if I would start Chinese all over again, I would do this, because there are many times where I felt a burnout learning both the characters and the spoken at the same time. So anyway, guys, that's a short video from me, and I hope it brings you value, and I'll see you again.